Hotshot, Jetfire, Vector Prime, Landmine, Scattershot, Optimus Prime.
And I'm Optimus Wilbur. Well folks, it's been a month, I think, since the last review. And I think this is probably the best way to kick it off, is basically doing the birthday one. It's my birthday today, so the time this video actually does come out, it's the next day, so it's on the 12th. But a lot of the birthday bots showed up, and I think I'm going to actually start it with Shockwave. I think he'll be the first one. I always do Autobots, but I thought let's do a Decepticon instead. And I'm really impressed with this figure. I didn't think I would be. And it was down to the transformation model. This model I just couldn't get behind. But I actually really like it. They've tried to keep things intact with like the gun and give him this Cybertronian battleship. And I can understand not making him a gun anymore. I mean, Megatron is mostly a tank now, unless you go to the Masterpiece models or even the Generation Piece. They're trying to steer away from that. And I think they've done the exact same with Shockwave. But it is actually a cool figure when he's like this as well. I actually really do like this battleship mode. And I wish I had Starscream to put aside that other Cybertronian fighter. But to give you a rough idea of the size, let's bring in Megs. So that's the size comparison. He's really quite big. And so he should be. His class is a leader class, but once he's transformed into Shockwave, I prefer one mode over the other, and I'll show you once it's done, but let's get him transformed. Let's start the process. So first we're going to take off these wings at the legs. And straight away, as you can see, there's the gun. There's the gun, and you can basically hold them if you want, but it's not really a good grip. Oh, nearly toppled the camera. Fold those bits in there, and then you're just coming to here. Before you take the leg apart, just split here, and that will release it from this part. It means the legs can move down easier and finish up moving as well. Just take away the plastic hose, you can turn them over, and that's them locked in. Same again, just turn them over, pull the leg out actually first. Click it in, as soon as you hear that click, that is it locked in. And there we go. Just squeeze them in. We're going to have two little tabs in there. And that is that. As you can see, Shockwave starting to take shape. Twist the body around. And there you go. The body like this, just twist the legs round. And there you go, you've got everything in shape there. These parts, you're just coming here and you're just unclipping Shockwave from his body. And that's that. So we can take this part away, that just all locks on. And there's classic Shockwave basically. Standing up, as you can see, there's a lot of parts now, so I think it's time to move the camera. Shockwave like this, what you're going to do then is come back to this part and flip down, just try to find the release of it, because we need to get the arms out. I think it might be this side. Well, it is that side, but it's just not wanting to... Ah, I see. I see what you've done. So, there we go. There we go. So we're going to come here and release those parts. And that will release the arms. You're just going to start bending them down. The backpack, it's just on a little hinge. There you go. Put that rubber bit in there for his hand cannon. There we go. For the head, just pull down the body, pull up the head, twist it round, And there you go. There's Shockwave. So let's tidy him up, make sure everything's clipped in correctly. And here he is, folks. There is Shockwave. I prefer this mode of Shockwave. You'll see why in a minute when I start putting the extra pieces on. I prefer this mode. Let's bring in Megs for a size comparison. And that's why I just think Megatron should be the biggest because he is the leader. I think that's a perfect size for him. And I think that's the way I'm going to keep him when I've got him on display. I think that's the way I will be keeping Shockwave. He is a very simple transformer to do. There's not a lot of hassle in it, just a few fiddly bits. But once he's in this mode, this is where all the extras start to play on. So, with the extras, let's start bringing them in. First off, we're going to have all these parts in, and I'll show you where they go. So let's take these parts. They go on his feet. And they don't really give him much of a height advantage. It's just extra guns for being the sake of extra guns. The back bit is, it's one of the ones where you can do what really you want with it, but you can just turn them round, and I found it just going on. It kind of just makes them bigger. That's really it. That's the only way I've seen advantages of this. So let's get this part on. Close it up. And then we come to the arms. And those parts just slide on like so. Little points there. And this is where it's kind of overkill for me. It is kind of overkill in my opinion. Again, you've got to take out this little port. Slide it on. And now that goes in there if it wants to go in. And there is overkill Shockwave. Yeah. It looks okay. It's not my favourite version, in my opinion. I'm not overly sold on this kind of overkill Shockwave. I prefer without all the attachments. I just prefer Shockwave being Shockwave. Let's put this on and finish it off. Let's give him a little blaster. Now I think it is too much. I think looking at it, the paint's brilliant. I love the Siege paint because it is like battle, war-torn battle and stuff. But this can also convert to hovercraft. So let's get that part going. The hoverboard or hovercraft or whatever you want to call it for Shockwave. This took me a little bit to get the first time round. Because basically what you're doing is best opening it up, and these parts here, this little bit, it's going on at that bit. So what you want to do is open it. This is the easiest way I found it. Because of the way everything lines up, it's not the cleanest in my opinion. But once it's done, it's done. But it's just that initial putting everything on. Okay, so there we go. And we can just put out the wings. Bring in these parts of the arms. And if I remember, I've got to put them down. And you want them there. Just close that part up. And lastly, actually, no, I've got them on the wrong side. That's how. Ha! Put that. What bit is it? What bit is it? No, I was right. I was actually right. So that part can go there. That's how it's a lot easier now. And that goes there, and like basically you've got this hovercraft for Soundwave, Shockwave, just bring them in. Let's get them a little bit posing on this, I guess. And you'll see what I mean. It's okay. That part is okay. It's not spectacular, but it's okay. It's okay. That's the only way I can describe it. For him, I'm not a big fan of that pack at the bottom, but I'm a fan of the model. I think the model's really good. Let's bring back in Megs for the final shot. Give you that height comparison again, and as you can see, it's just that part. It's added that extra bit on for him. Overall, the figure is good. Shockwave himself is a really good figure. The add-ons, it's kind of just overkill for me. The paint is brilliant. I love the paint scheme. I've always enjoyed that purple paint on Shockwave. The transformation is very simple for him. They've tried to keep him as close as you can get to that gun mode, but of course, nowadays it's like, okay, how can we change it? And let's make him into this big Cybertronian battleship. And it looks really cool. I like the battleship, but the extra arms and the feet at the bottom is just absolute overkill. But he is another good figure in the Siege line. The Siege line is just killing it just now. And I have 3 more to do. I've got another 3 bots to do. A little update as well. The Transformers, the movie review, it's going through its final processes. So what I mean by that is the video's already done and edited, and I'm just going back through over the audio to see if the audio's clean, if there's any parts I want to change before I do the render. This is a big video. It's one of the most edited videos that I've ever created. I cannot wait to share it with you guys. I really can't. But let's kick things back off after a while away from reviewing and back in the swing of things with Transformers Siege. I just love this line just now. Absolutely fantastic. So if you're going to get Shockwave, I do suggest you do. I think he is a great figure, but be warned, the add-ons is just a bit of an overkill. If you don't mind the add-ons, by all means, to me they're just overkill, but that is a great version of Shockwave. Till next time, Transformer fans. Thank you everyone for tuning into the video today. Remember, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and that notification bell so you know that a new Optimus Wilbur review goes live. Also, be sure to check me out on Facebook, Optimus Wilbur Reviews, Twitter, Rodimus8, and Twitch at Optimus Wilbur 85. Just hit that in the search engine at the top. Also, if you wish to become a Patreon or buy from the merch store, look in the description box below. Lastly, I'd like to thank the Cybertronic Spree for allowing me to use their music. Cybertronic Warrior is the theme for the channel. Please check them out on YouTube, Twitter and Facebook and give them the support they deserve. This band is fantastic and do amazing covers, so please send your support to them. And remember, Transformer fans, till all are one.